Assalamu alaikum, my dear viewers. I welcome all of you for the environmental classes. Today's class is for the 11th, and the topic that we are going to discuss is the intraspecific interactions. In this, we are going to discuss the competition, cooperative interactions, mating, parental care. Let's start with the first, that is competition. It is an interaction in the population ecology where the members of the same species compete for limited resources. This leads to a reduction in fitness for the both individuals. By contrast, interspecific competition occurs when the members of different species compete for a shared resources. Members of the same species have very similar resource requirements, whereas different species have smaller contested resource overlap, resulting in interspecific competition generally being a stronger force than interspecific competition. Number second is the cooperative interactions. It is a kind of cooperative intraspecific self-destructive behavior interactions in which an individual called the altruist increases the chance of survival of the other individuals of the same species due to its sacrificial behavior. For example, in a herd of spotted deer, the old and the weak members surround the stake, having the best antlers when the herd is attacked by a predator animal. Such a behavior is also observed in wild turkeys, honeybees. Then there is the mating. The pair of male and the female individual of a species for the purpose of reproduction is known as mating. Males and the females of all organisms for mating relationship in a way that best enhance their reproductive success. The sexual reproduction is dependent upon the communication. First, a mate must be attracted and then courted. During the courtship, the male advertises himself and the female assesses his qualities. Aggression is reduced and the behavior and physiology of the mates is coordinated. Parental care. Looking after the eggs or young ones by one or both the parents is known as parental care. The provision of care by either mates, males and females, or both increase the growth rate, quality, and survival of young ones. Parental care has evolved multiple times in a variety of organisms. Different animals have varied modes of parental care. Some animals, like the earthworms and the cockroaches, lay eggs in protective covering called utica. After laying the eggs in safer place, they pay no further attention to them. In some animals, both the parents build a nest, incubate the eggs, and feed the young ones. In some birds, such as the peacocks, only males incubate the eggs, care of young ones. Some animals carry eggs on their body till they hatch. For example, cyclopes. The male of the tree frog, Rhinoderma, carries eggs in its enlarged vocal sacs. Female mice shows a greater degree of the responsiveness to their young ones, which is related to hormonal level. The newly born young are given maximum attention or care, but as they become the stronger or as they grow, the mother mouse leaves them alone for more or more time. Parental parental care is prolonged in primates and it is maximum in human beings. All mammals look their young ones, one with a great care and affection. The mother first provides the nourishment for blood to the fetus developing in her womb, and after the birth feeds the young one on her milk. Each organism at any moment is confronted by a wealth of information from the environment, but only a small fraction is biologically significant for animals. For parental care, one of the most important tasks for the organisms is the selection of those stimuli that should be followed by reaction. For example, a hen will rescue chick only if she hears the distress cried by a chick. Similarly, turkey hens render parental care only after hearing the calls, but not to the appearance and the movement of chicks. Number last is the communication. The transmission or the exchange of information among the members of a species is called communication. The members of a species make gestures, postures, change the color, raise here the scent mark, communicate through vocalization. They may indicate message by touching each other or have some specialized forms like the elongation in both tails and winged tones in bees. Many odd species leave scent trails by which they are able to find their way about. Fire ants use the pheromones in communication. Pheromones are chemicals released by an animal to evoke a certain behavior in other members of same species. When worker ants find food, it returns to the nest laying a trail. On encountering fellow workers, it rushes towards it, brings that trail substance in its notes. Worker bees are attacked to each other by the scent. The scent is released in the various situations at the time of feeding, during the formation of new hive, to make the source of water, etc. Communication in higher animals is generally elaborate and capable of putting across complex messages. For example, the facial expression along with the vocalization in chimpanzee communicates various forms of the emotions and message. Communication also takes place between the members of different species. This is important in the aggressive interactions. Many animals, disputes are settled without fighting. The animals threaten one another with stereotyped displays. The traditional interpretation of these displays is that they indicate what the signaler is likely to do next. Pheromones are released by animals to affect the individual of other species. For example, flowers secrete honey to attract the pollination. Pheromones are chemicals that give adaptive advantage to receiving organisms. These include chemicals given off by food sources, such as chemicals used by the parasites or predators to find their victims. It includes signals that warn of danger to receivers, such as the odor of cat smelled by mouse. Thank you, my dear friends, for watching me.